What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to JJD TV. I'm your host Josh, and today we're coming at you with our match preview between the upcoming DFB Pokal game between Eintracht Braunschweig and Borussia Dortmund. So it's an interesting game. It's the last game of 2020. We're obviously going to want to end it on a positive note. Not only has 2020 in general kind of kicked us in the ass, but obviously our team isn't on tip-top shape. So we're hoping to hopefully turn that around, obviously, before we go into the new year. So like we like to do here on our match previews, we're going to go into a little bit of history of the club. There isn't a lot. They've met back in 2014, which has got no relevance to the game that's upcoming tomorrow, but it's nice to know that we did end up beating them both games 2-1 in the season when they were up in the Bundesliga. They're obviously in the Bundesliga 2 right now. And if we look at our recent form, Eintracht Braunschweig is actually not doing so well. They're sitting in 15th place in the second division with a 3-3-7 record, while we're honestly not doing too great in the Bundesliga, but we are doing relatively all right, sitting in 5th place with a 7-1-5 record. So going into the game on just their last recent games in form, Eintracht Braunschweig has not won in their last 3 games, and we are, in our last 3, we are 1-0-2, obviously with a couple pretty depressing losses. But the cup competition itself, Eintracht Braunschweig actually came off a thriller, a 9-goal thriller. They took out Hertha Berlin 5-4, so I mean, a lot of you guys probably saw those match highlights. It was quite the game where we beat Duisburg 5-0 as well. So if this game is suggesting anything of the last 2 results in the DFB Pokal, is that this game should hopefully have some goals. So I'm just going to give you guys my predicted lineup. It's going to be an interesting one because, I mean, we like to see a lot of rotation when it comes to cup games, but it's also the last game before we have a little lengthy break. So it's interesting because I don't know if we're going to obviously start some of the big boys. We're going to rest some of them. So I'm going to try to put together my predicted, obviously, starting 11. And I want to hear what you guys have to say about it and what you guys think about it, because it is an important game. Our Bundesliga hopes are obviously falling apart. But, I mean, our goal will obviously try to be in the top 4. But this is a realistic competition that we should obviously try to win. And it's one that I think a lot of the fans would like to see win. I love seeing us go on deep runs in this. And we've had some trouble over the last few seasons, especially when it came to Werder Bremen. So I'm hoping that we take this obviously as seriously as we can. That's why I'm predicting a relatively strong starting 11. So in goal, I see Roman Bürki starting. I know sometimes you see the cup keepers go in, but I just think this game does matter. I think that Terzic wants to win it, obviously. He needs to win it, and I think Bürki's just going to be going with it. As a right back, I see Marai coming back in. I'll probably be wrong. It'll probably be Meunier, because apparently when Meunier's fit, he's in. But I don't know. I have a sneaky suspicion maybe that Marai might get the start. I kind of hope he does. I like the way he plays it a lot better than Meunier has been, even in the 4-back formation. I really hope Marai can do that. With the center of the park, I'm expecting to see Hummels back in. It may well be Akanji on the right, but I actually have a strong feeling that Hummels will shift over to the right, which will then allow Zagadou, big boy Zagadou, to come back and hopefully start his first game since coming back from injury. And when I've seen him on the pitch so far this year, I've been impressed, so I'd like to see him get in hopefully a full 90 minutes, with then Guerreiro on the left. Again, you never know with Guerreiro in cup games, but since we have a nice lengthy layoff, I feel like some of the big boys will be out there. That's why I see Guerreiro starting on the left. In the 2 CDMs, again, more than likely will be wrong. You know how it is when it comes to me putting Dahoud in the starting 11. But I see potentially Thomas coming back in. I mean, Delaney, he's been out for a little bit. We kind of missed him. I thought the partnership between Delaney and Dahoud was fantastic when they started together. This would be a nice introduction game, hopefully, for Delaney to see how he's able to adapt and come back in and hopefully get his legs back under him. So I'd love to see that duo with Delaney and Dahoud. We know how it is. I mean, it'll probably be wrong, but I'm hoping that it will be there. And then the front 4 is an interesting one. Royce has been playing a lot of minutes. I have a strong feeling he won't be starting this game, so that's why I see Brandt coming in, playing his favored center attacking midfielder position, and a real opportunity to hopefully just get a little confidence back, because these 2 in particular players, and then right beside him, Jadon Sancho, who needs to have another good game, because both of them are just lacking confidence. They are nowhere near what we know they can play in, especially Sancho. So I see this as a good opportunity to get a little bit of minutes against a game that we are obviously the favorites. Even though we saw the upset they did, I still think that Dortmund are obviously the favorites when it comes to this game, and those 2 players in particular need to have a strong outing just to get some confidence back. Go into 2020 with a good result and hopefully feel good about your game instead of the constant weeks of disappointment when it comes to those 2. So I see Sancho on the right, Gio out on the left, because Gio's been in honestly great form. Especially because I wasn't expecting him to play out on the left. Because we have 3 natural center attacking mids, it's hard to get in that position. So Gio's kind of made that left-hand position his own, so I see him starting there as well. And then move Cuckoo up front, mainly because I mean, he's getting shown a little bit of faith from Terzic, and of course that it's the last game before 2 weeks, so we don't think they got to really worry about burning him out too quickly. So I'm excited, and I hope that is our starting 11. I want to know what you guys think about it, and if you're expecting maybe a little bit more of a early cup kind of starting 11. But those are the starting 11 that I definitely see. And then we're going to take a look at, obviously, our player matchups, where we select two players from each team and try to do a strategic little matchup. And for me, for Eintracht Braunschweig, I couldn't go anywhere else but Felix Cruz. A lot of you guys would know him as the brother of Toni Kroos. I'm going to match him up with Jadon Sancho. I think Cruz has got pretty much the most experience when it comes to that team. He's going to be playing as their center defensive mid. Eintracht Braunschweig like to play in the 4-2-3-1. Should be a relatively even matchup, and I can just see Cruz having to probably match up with Sancho, just trying to watch him out on that right-hand side and mark him so he doesn't get too much space. And I think it's going to be Cruz is going to be someone important for Sancho to try to get around if he wants to have any chance of creating goals and just having an overall good game. So I think that would be an interesting little matchup, and I'm kind of excited to see Felix Cruz play because, you know, he is related to Toni Kroos, and he's honestly a good guy. The other matchup I'm seeing is the right winger of Eintracht Braunschweig, and that is Fabio Kaufmann. He's got a relatively decent goal per game record this year, and he's got 3 goals and an assist. He's Italian, he's relatively tricky, and I'm going to match him up with Thomas Delaney, who's our left center defensive mid, because it's his first game back. I'm very excited to see him back in the starting 11. I really rate Delaney. I know a lot of you guys do as well, so I'm hoping that he can have a good game and be obviously a stopping point when it comes to Kaufmann going forward. And those are my 2 little matchups. I don't know an awful lot about Eintracht Braunschweig, to be completely honest, but just doing my research, those are 2 players that I think that might stand out, and I do have some experience with Felix Cruz because he's obviously played up in the Bundesliga for a few different clubs. So that is my starting 11, and those are my players that I want to keep an eye out for. I want you guys to let me know what you think about that. If you think there's a chance anyone else will be coming into our starting 11, and if you know anything about Eintracht Braunschweig, feel free to let us know in the comments, because they're obviously a second division club, and we don't obviously cover a lot of that. So I'm going to do my predictions. And I mean, I know that Hertha got honestly a real disappointing result against them, losing 5-4. We are the away team, but I still think we're going to want to end this on a high note. It was a tough 2020 for us. It was a tough 2020 for pretty much most people, especially Dortmund fans. And I just feel like we're going to go out with a big bang. I feel like we're going to have a good result, and I'm going to say a comfortable 3-0 win. I know there's not a lot to probably even back that up, but I mean, we have to. We got to find some type of cohesion with that team. I want to see a big performance from Sancho and Brandt, potentially even a goal from Mukuku, because why not? Let's just break every record there can be. So I'm very excited for that, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm just going to let you guys know, unfortunately, I can't do the match watch-along. There's another few commitments that are coming up in the middle of it, so I just can't do the entire thing, but we will be going live with you guys right after the game and talking about it, kind of like we did in the last one. I wanted to do that community 5 takeaways because I wanted to talk with you guys on a more of a bright note, so I'm praying that we have a good result so we can end 2020 on a high. Taylor and I got a lot of content coming up for you guys in the next few weeks, because obviously there's not a game until the Wolfsburg game in January, so we have a lot of fun stuff lined up. We got some cool videos coming out. I really hope you guys enjoy it, and if you want to see anything, be sure to obviously let us know. Join our Discord, come back with ideas, and we're hoping this next few weeks can be a lot of fun and just more generalized content, as well as some transfer rumors, because, you know, January's coming up. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you guys think. Let me know what your predicted results could be. I'm confident. I know I've been disappointed, but I'm very curious of what this game's going to look like, and I'm very excited to watch it. So I'll talk with you guys hopefully in the 5 takeaways after the game. And until next time, if you're new around here, be sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and we will see you next time.